Did you hit up It's a Small World?
It's like 5 times.
That's the kind of thrills I'm into.
Oh, it's so good. It's really good for the soul, you know, it just feeds ya.
Yeah.
Just feel so happy. Everyone's holding hands. It's great. What's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in MLS, presented by Target. We are back. The dynamic duo is back together. And just so we are clear, I will be hosting today, even though Calen did a remarkable job last week.
Okay,
with
I like
the
it better
hosting
that way.
duties.
Yeah.
You were excellent.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to see you. We've got a lot to get to today.
Let's do it.
We are going to start with a viewer comment that we got on YouTube from Holden Grant. He said, how about that depth in Dallas, huh? Perea has torn up the old 11 and everyone has to earn a spot. Best depth in the league by far. What do we think? Well, Holden Grant, let's talk about this. So they're coming off a pretty nice result for them, a 1-1 draw against LAFC at Bank of California Stadium. So there was a lot of momentum for LAFC. They've been playing really, really well. So for them to snag a point on the road is saying something. The guy I think that has paid off the most, it has benefited the most off of Perea kind of mixing things up, is Maxi Arruti, who had another great goal in this one, and he now has 3 on this season. What do you think of the depth, Calen? What do you think of Holden's question? Because they've got Ja'Cory Hayes.
This is the first away point at Bank of California Stadium ever.
It's historic.
Unprecedented.
It's historic, you guys. Historic.
Wow. I never thought the day would come.
Yeah.
It took to week 2.
I know.
But no, this has been the biggest turnaround in Major League Soccer this year. You have to give Perea so much credit because last year just tanked, really. It just kept going down and down and down. And this year, it's a whole new team.
Yeah.
You can tell he's using his roster. He's giving opportunities to players like Ja'Cory Hayes, who you mentioned, who have stepped up in a big way. And that's the biggest difference to me is they seem compact. They seem to be a united front. They work together through the lines. And then they find timely goals. Arruti's finished there.
It was really nice.
Got Simon well. Turned him very well.
Yeah, just really, really juked
Big result on the road for them.
100%. So yeah, really good to see Dallas kind of coming together again because they were so good a couple years back, and then obviously last year.
They're right in that conversation. One of the best teams in the West.
And I think that when you go through some challenging times as a team and you kind of emerge from it, there's some good solidarity there.
This is enough. I'm feel dirty right now.
Oh, come on, Calen. Let's get in that team spirit. All right, let's get to our twin takeaway, shall we?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna let you go first.
Really?
Today. Yeah.
All right. My twin takeaway is the New York Red Bulls win the New York Derby 4-0. Not even close. At home, and it was over before it began. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. You got to give Jesse Marsch a ton of credit in this one because so much has been mentioned around Patrick Vieira being rumored for these big positions, and NYCFC as the big club, the best team in MLS so far this season. Well, New York Red Bulls came through on the day and proved, in a big way at home in a rivalry match, how good they are.
Absolutely.
And to me, I know Kaku did fantastic in this one. You're starting to see a relationship building between him and Bradley Wright Phillips, but it's Bradley for me.
He's been so good.
He's been the one.
Also getting assists now. I mean, he's not just the goal scorer.
He has 11 goals, though, in 10 matches in the New York Derby.
That's all right.
NYCFC only has 11 goals all time against them.
Wow.
So
that's a good stat.
He's outscored, or he's tied their entire team. But I do think Jesse Marsch deserves some credit in this one because his pressure, his commitment to their philosophy, and really Vieira's commitment the other side, probably to a fault, does not work well against this high press from the Red Bulls, and it was over before it began.
It really was, and NYCFC just came out. They looked sluggish. I think once those 2 goals were scored, they were just kind of like, okay, we see how this is going to go. And Patrick Vieira was not happy.
Yeah, he said he wanted to sub all 10 men at half. That's real.
I can't blame him. He was not pleased.
Oh, and they play LAFC coming up too.
They do.
So
that's going to be
Bob Bradley. So that coaching matchup too is going to be good.
I like that one. I'm really excited for that matchup. Okay, so my twin takeaway today, we are going to talk about Orlando City SC. This is very appropriate because I was just spent a week in Orlando at Disney World, so I'm on that riding that Orlando City train. But you guys, they just won their 6th straight game. That is a club record. They started out the season 0-2-1, and we had talked a lot about how they were struggling. They had the cohesiveness hadn't come together yet, but now everyone's back and healthy. We have Dom Dwyer scoring goals, Sasha Kljestan serving it up, contributions from guys like Yotun. I mean, that attack, Mueller, young guy, that attack is really, really something special. I have a few questions defensively. I think there's some things that they can address there.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about some of the strongest teams in the league and the best teams in the league right now, I think Orlando City has made their way into that conversation. And what a turnaround for them. Really happy for Jason Christ and those guys.
Speaking of big matches, they come up against Atlanta United.
Atlanta, Toronto, Chicago, and then NYCFC are their next.
If they get 10 in a row, that'd be incredible.
Woo! Then you are absolutely in that conversation, Orlando. But well done for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
They've come from behind in 4 of those 6 wins.
That's another thing. The come from behind wins.
Yeah.
I think they've
not how you draw it up, but
goal.
it shows something about the spirit of the team to be able to come, especially at home.
100%.
Come from behind to get wins.
Absolutely. So well done, Orlando. All right. So Calen, this is I'm excited for this segment that we're going to do right now.
What's this one?
Twin libs. Twin libs.
what?
And I get twin libs, like ad libs, but twin
Oh.
libs. And I got to give producer Paulie credit for this because this was his brainchild. So
Guy's a genius.
So basically, we're going to fill in the blank.
Okay.
Okay. That's how it's going to work.
This is where I tend to thrive a little bit.
I'm
It's not
excited.
so much the prompters and all that stuff. I create from
Just
within.
let it flow. Whatever comes into your head, just
Right.
let it out there.
Well, now I've hyped myself. So
All right,
we're
here we
in
go.
trouble.
Should we do this? Let's
Yeah,
do this thing.
okay.
Okay, so the first one, Calen Cart.
Okay.
The best team in MLS is.
Atlanta United.
Oh!
Or you need like a better lib, like
No, I think
ATL
that's
Shouty.
Even better.
Okay.
That was good.
All right,
The
thank you.
shouty.
Yeah, I mean, this team has the most goals in MLS, most points in MLS. There's really no argument right now.
Okay.
I mean, you could argue that, I just contradicted myself, but you could say that Toronto FC, still the team to beat, defending champions, but they haven't found their form quite yet, have
Right.
been so focused on the Champions League. But Atlanta United, I mean, I think 8 games unbeaten.
Pretty good.
Top of the table, and Zico Barco gets his first goal. So
Yeah.
they're starting to get contributions from really everybody at this point.
I mean,
that passing combination from Garza to Nagbe and then
Nagbe
across to
Martinez.
Martinez, that was
It was
beautiful.
beautiful, and they really made. I give Tata Martino a lot of credit in that game because when they were playing Chicago, they won 2-1 against Chicago. They made some adjustments at the half to kind of counter what Chicago was doing because they were playing really well,
Yeah.
and last year it was just so much about the counterattack, and this year you're seeing a more complete.
And we knew they were
team.
good at home at Mercedes-Benz, but
Yes.
going on the road to Chicago
Yeah.
and getting 3 points. I mean, this is the new iteration for them of being able to be good at home, on the road, in different climates, different environments, and getting it done.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to say the best team in MLS is Toronto FC. And we talked about them just a little bit right now, but okay, fair. They only have 7 points on the season, but they are coming off a win against Philadelphia, who admittedly are struggling right now. Right. I just think coming off of the CCL sort of disappointment, they put so much effort into CCL as they should have. You look at this team, they're getting everyone back from injuries. They absolutely manhandled Philadelphia. I just think that once these parts come together, they are still the best team in the league.
Yeah.
They are the defending champs. Look out.
I was watching Weeby, Warshaw, and Doyle on what's the one they do where they're yelling at each other? Mass Confrontation.
Mass Confrontation,
on Facebook.
yes,
And
yes.
they were talking about Javinko and them needing to not give him a new contract and move on. And I wanted to literally, Susannah, scream at the keyboard and be like, what are you talking about? Which is what I think they're trying to get me to do. So
That's the point. They want to get a rise out of you.
yeah,
It's all about
but
the reaction.
no, Javinko showed his quality this weekend.
Yeah, I
Still
just think that now that they're all together, they're healthy, they're focused on league play, they're going to be hard to beat. So I'm sticking with TFC.
All right.
There you go. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay. Blank is the biggest issue for the Sounders. What is the biggest issue for the Sounders?
Ideas. Ideas.
Yep.
They've run out of ideas. 38 crosses from open play this last weekend
Yes.
against a 10-man Columbus Crew SC. Just kept hoofing it in the box, really had no other plan of attack, no variance in the attack as far as combination play up the middle or trying to get the ball wide, speed in the wings. And that's been the biggest problem for them. It's just been a lack of ideas. It's all sort of predictable right now.
Absolutely.
And some of it's been around the pieces that they've had or haven't had.
Exactly.
But with what they have, they've got to be able to come up with better than one shot on goal in the second
So
half.
I'm just gonna piggyback off of what you said, because my word was creativity, which is basically the same thing. We're on the same page here. Same page here. But Will Bruin had something really interesting to say after this game. It was a 0-0 draw against Columbus, and Will Bruin said, we didn't even try to play through the final third. I think everybody in the stadium knew we were going to try and push it and try to cross it. You've got to find other ways to create chances. And he just kind of summed everything up. I mean, that was it. As you mentioned, how many crosses? It was just
38.
Yeah, it's just the tank is empty when it comes to ideas. So they got to go back to the drawing board in Seattle.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We were on the same page on that.
Let the flare out, fellas. Feel it a little bit, you know?
Okay. Ooh, I like this one. You're very appropriately dressed.
Yeah, today is the right day to wear that.
Yes, absolutely. So our next Twim Lib is the Houston Dynamo are the most blank team in MLS.
Overlooked.
Ooh, okay.
Overlooked team in MLS. Everybody in MLS is talking about, or around MLS is talking about, Zlatan, and how does this team work, LAFC, and you're like,
Atlanta. Yeah.
Even in the game, it's like, Houston won the game, by the way, and we're
Sure
showing,
did.
and even we're sort of a part of the problem sometimes because we're show the highlights of Zlatan. He had the beautiful pass in this game, but like the story for me is Houston getting the win at home and defending their home field advantage, and that's what they've done so well last year. Only lost one game all last season, and getting contributions from other people. I want to give a shout out. I can't believe we made it this far.
Woo! There it is.
To Memo Rodriguez. Young player. He was in the academy when I was playing for the Dynamo and was, I think, about 14 or 15 years old. Would train with us in the summers. And you could tell right away what a good talent he was, but more than anything, what a great attitude and approach to the game. He's gone to RGV, worked his way up with Wilmer from RGV, came to the first team, gone through injuries with his knee, and then score a big goal like this. He's the story we should be telling.
In the 90th
Memo Rodriguez. Your story should be told
Love
this week from MLS, and I'm here to do it.
Yeah, so they get the 3-2 win over the Galaxy. So my word was intriguing, which is, we're, again, kind of...
That's not quite full-throated enough.
It's not overlooked. It's not overlooked.
Intriguing.
Intriguing. But Ramel Kyoto also had a great game. He's starting to come around. He played really well for them last season. And then we've talked about Albert Delis and what a threat he is, his speed. They are capable of such exciting big moments, and when they do look like they are one of the best teams in the league. They still have...
People think that playoff run was a fluke.
No, and it absolutely was not, and Wilmer Cabrera deserves a lot of credit for the work that he's done with these guys, but they are one of the most fun teams to watch. They're susceptible to some sort of mistakes that you're like, oh gosh, what are you doing?
Memo beats Zlatan. Title this video, Memo beats Zlatan. Please.
But a nice win for them over the Galaxy, and Zlatan. So there you go.
There you go.
Heyo, Memo. Okay,
our
last one. This is our last Twim Lib. You ready?
Yeah.
Blank is the best Argentine playmaker in the league.
Woo.
I know who I'm going with.
Yeah,
I don't know who I'm going with.
No, go ahead. You start us off.
Nacho Piatti. Oh, and this is, speaking of overlooked, this is a guy who always gets overlooked, and I think it's a product of playing on a Montreal team that kind of underperforms and never really lives up to expectations. But this guy, you guys, he had 3 assists and a goal in their 4-2 win over New England. He is making a case for MVP this year. He has been so good. His ball to Raheem Edwards, oh my gosh, I think it was their 3rd goal. Oh, it was so pretty. He tears up defenses. The way he reads the games, the way he can just like absolutely tear up that New England defense, who have been playing really, really good as well.
Good point.
For me, I love Nacho Piatti. I think every team in this league would love to have a playmaker like that guy on their side. There it is.
Speechless. Twim Libs.
Twim Libs.
You killed it.
Thank you.
You killed it.
Thank you. Bow, bow. Okay, who's your best Argentine playmaker?
No, that was it.
That was it?
I'm not going to argue.
You're like, that's it?
I'm like,
Really?
What am I going to say? Yeah.
Dang, I thought you were going to give Valeri some love, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. He's good too.
Valeri's he's bigger than
nice
sports
free
to
kick.
Me. Yeah, he's just like...
He is.
There's something great about that guy.
Yeah, he is very special. So Diego Valeri, we'll give you some love too.
Decent goal.
Today's about Nacho though.
Okay.
Nacho. Okay.
It's about that time.
It is about that time.
Did you see that? Two-handed today.
That was aggressive.
That's how I'm feeling.
Aggressive, and I liked it. Let's see what we got in store today. Oh.
Hey.
What? Ball kid.
Shoot your shot. Look at that.
Look at that guy. That's amazing.
He knows he's like, wait, is the camera on?
Do you think yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that kid. Get him an agent right now.
Wow.
Stealing the show.
What's the other kid doing? Come on, he's got the little clap.
He's all business.
Yeah. How cool would it be if they both did it?
I love it just says ball kid.
I feel like you're going to see that next week. Yeah.
Ball kid. That's what I am. He's owned it. He owned that moment.
That's great.
Nicely done, ball kid.
Wow.
We like him. Let's sign him up. Let's get him a contract.
That's cool.
Do you have another one? Nope, that's it.
That's the only one?
Only one?
I mean, to be honest, when you do that,
it was a good one.
Who's going to compete with that?
It was a good one.
I mean, that was that good.
Yeah. I mean, we could have talked about Zlatan some more, his past, all that stuff, but we're going to give it to the ball kid.
Yeah.
Love it.
Ball kids.
Ball kid.
Keep doing that.
That's it. That's our show.
That's the show?
We did it.
That's cool.
We did it. How was it? How was it being back in the
Good, a lot better.
analyst?
A lot better. Yeah. I'm not saying. How's it back not being a professional athlete anymore?
Let me tell you.
By the way?
Do you know I was sore for like 3 days after
Really?
that. It's really embarrassing.
I mean, they only
it doesn't
showed.
speak volumes about
Didn't
my
look like
fitness
you were
level.
out there too long, but
No, I
maybe they
wasn't.
cut the clips down. We didn't see all the fitness.
No, I'm going to leave the soccer playing to you. To be fair, I think that your performance as host was far superior than my performance as a professional soccer player.
Do you think you were to blame for their performance on the weekend?
Oh, Lord. God, I hope not.
NYCFC
I
fans.
apologize. I apologize.
Only one person.
It's all my fault.
The standard in training has dropped.
It's all my fault. It's all my fault. I feel terrible now. You guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, please get in those comments and let us know what you think, what you want to hear, what you want us to talk about, because we will do it. We are here to serve you. You are steering this ship. Thank you so much for watching. You guys, we'll see you next week.
Oh, download the MLS app too.
And the
It's
app.
new and it's dope.
It's fancy. Get it.